Hi, I wanted to do this video to give you guys a little bit of insight about fear and my process with fear and what I did to kind of tackle it and what I still do when fear comes up for me. For those of you who don't know, my name is LaShonda Herring and I'm the founder of the H Zone. So here's what I want to cover. So the first thing for me was to really get in touch with, I was doing great work with other clients. They were reaching their goals. But when I looked at my life and where I wanted to go, things weren't exactly where I needed them or wanted them or desired them to be. So what I did was I had to really look at myself and say, what is it? What is it that's holding me back? And when I got really quiet and sat in my room alone and there was no one else around, I realized it was fear. And what fear is and my definition, and it's not, I didn't come up with the definition, it's one that I use that I've heard over and over again. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And so when I realized it was fear, then it was like, okay, I knew how to tackle it because it's false. It's not true. So the opposite of that was to connect to my truth. And my truth was that I have skills and talents, that I have the power to create the life that I truly desire. And so one of the things I did with that is when I know that I'm in fear and that I'm feeling that immobile or I'm overthinking things where I'm thinking, and thinking myself out of actually doing something, I decided to limit my contact with things that would make my fear seem true. So if it was people, if it was places, if it was media, I kind of shut down at that moment and take away all of those things that would tell my fear that, see, you're right. Yep. See, this is why you should be afraid. See, this is why you should be afraid. So I stopped all of that. And in this process, what I do is I focus in on my truth. So I do a lot of spiritual connecting for myself. I do a lot of surrounding myself with some positive people that are backing me up, that are building me up. So that's the first step. I kind of what we would call clean house and really focus in on truth because, like I said, fear is just false evidence appearing real. So I wanted to take away that piece of it. So that's the first step. The next step is once I know that, then I make a plan. So what I did was I made a plan and I said, okay, what are the things that I really need to do or that I'm afraid to do? So I wrote those out. And, I have to be realistic with myself. I don't know how you operate, but I know if I'm really afraid to do a couple of things, if it's 4 or 5 things, I'm not going to do all those things at once. So what I decided to do was now that I had my list, I was like, okay, these are the things I'm afraid of. These are the things that I know I need to get done, but I just couldn't find a way to be mobile. The next thing I do is I contract with myself. So I take one thing and I call it my fear list. I take one thing off of that fear list and I break it down because sometimes the thing that we're most afraid of is a big thing. So you can't do it all at once or can't tackle it all at once. So I break that particular item down and I write down the steps it's going to take to accomplish that. So what I do is each day I will do one thing on that list. So I will do one thing that'll be a step toward getting to that goal that I'm afraid of doing. And that thing I do first thing in the beginning of my day. And there is no thinking about it. There is no deciding whether I should do it. It is a commitment. It is a contract that I make with myself. Because what I know about me, and I don't know if you're like this, but I can talk myself out of anything. And I can find reasons why I should not do it. So especially if I'm afraid, I can find anything to validate why my fear is real. So I make a commitment to myself that I do that one thing. And when I do that one thing, guess what? The rest of my day is easy. And I feel good about myself because I know that I accomplished one thing that I was afraid of and I tackled it that day. So that's a great way to start off your day is to get that thing over and done with. And you're not thinking about it all day like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. So I tackle it first thing in the morning and get it off my list. And I just keep moving. So every day or every other day, there's a little bit of progress toward my goal. But that's what I found that made it successful for me and that created a habit. So now that I do it more easily and readily because I've been doing it over and over again. So I want you guys to try this and then give me feedback. Tell me what you think. If you've tried it and it works for you, if it makes your day better, let me know. If you've got other examples of how you tackle fear, by all means, shoot me an email. Guys, have a great day. You deserve the life that you want. Don't let anything or anyone stop you from that. Take care. Bye.